Welcome back to Info Spark Zone. Tonight, we aren't looking at a star, a comet, or a black hole. We are drifting towards something stranger, a place where there is almost nothing at all. A quiet giant of near nothingness that challenges our understanding of the universe. When astronomers look at the universe, they see a web. Galaxies are like beads on strings, forming long filaments of light. But between these strands lie vast gaps called voids. These are natural hollows in the cosmos, but one stands out as almost impossible. This is the Boat's void. It sits 700 million light-years away and spans nearly 300 million light-years across. To put that in perspective, if you traveled from one side of the Milky Way to the other, it would take 100,000 years. To cross this void, you'd have to do that trip 3,000 times, back to back, mostly in total darkness. In the early 1980s, astronomers were mapping galaxies. They expected a scattered pattern. Instead, they found a massive, dry patch. It was so empty they first thought their instruments were broken. They checked for errors, but the silence was real. A spherical section of space seemed to be missing. In space, empty usually still means dust, particles, and stray matter. But a void is different. It's a region where the density drops far below average. It's a lack of gravity anchors. It is a vacuum so profound that it feels like the universe simply forgot to build there. How does a hole this big form? It starts just after the Big Bang. Matter wasn't perfectly even. Gravity pulled matter into dense clumps, which became clusters. The areas that lost matter stretched out, becoming voids. The Boat's void is likely the result of smaller voids merging together over billions of years. The strange thing is this void is hiding in plain sight. It sits behind the constellation Boats, near the bright star Arcturus. When you look up at that part of the sky, it looks normal because the stars you see are in our own galaxy, acting like a curtain. The emptiness lies far, far behind them. Unlike other voids which can be irregular, the Boat's void is surprisingly spherical. It looks like a perfect bubble. This symmetry suggests it expanded smoothly, pushing against the surrounding walls of galaxies. A quiet expansion that has continued for eons. Imagine living on a planet inside the void. Your night sky would be terrifyingly black. You wouldn't see a Milky Way. You would see almost no stars. A civilization there might think the entire universe was empty, never knowing about the billions of galaxies just beyond their reach. Astronomers call it a dark desert. If the Milky Way were in the center of the Boat's void, we wouldn't, too, have known other galaxies existed until the invention of very powerful telescopes in the 1960s. That is how isolated it is. It isn't completely empty. There are a few dozen galaxies scattered inside, like lonely outposts in a desert. These void galaxies are fascinating fossils. Because they are so isolated, they haven't collided or merged with others. They evolve in slow motion, untouched by the chaos of the rest of the universe. In busy clusters, galaxies harass each other, stealing gas, crashing together. But in the void, a galaxy can drift for billions of years without ever meeting a neighbor. It's a laboratory of isolation, showing us how galaxies grow when left completely alone. The void is defined by what surrounds it. It is bordered by the Hercules and Coma superclusters, massive walls of thousands of galaxies. The contrast is staggering. A bustling metropolis of light right next to a silent ocean of darkness. Voids are engines of expansion. Because they are empty, there is less gravity to hold things together. Dark energy takes over, stretching the void faster than the rest of the universe. It pushes against the surrounding filaments, sculpting the cosmic web from the inside out. Trying to comprehend this scale can cause a kind of cognitive vertigo. We are built to understand miles, not millions of light years. The boat's void is too big to make sense of. It challenges our instincts, reminding us that our human experience is tiny compared to the cosmic reality. There is a primal unease in thinking about such silence. It's not just quiet, it's the absence of everything. No air, no sound, no landmarks. But astronomers don't see this as scary. They see it as a puzzle. The emptiness holds just as much information as the bright parts. The void teaches us about perspective. If we lived there, our philosophy, our science, and our understanding of our place in the cosmos would be radically different. We are lucky to live in a crowded neighborhood where we can see the rest of the universe easily. Why study nothing? Because the void is a time capsule. By studying its size and emptiness, we learn about the conditions of the early universe. It confirms that the cosmos isn't random. It follows a structure, a balance between the dense and the empty. Coming back from the edge of the void, we return to the familiar. The busy, bright, noisy world of Earth feels different now. We realize that emptiness isn't a flaw in the universe. It's necessary. It provides the space for the structure to exist. Thank you for drifting through the boat's void with me tonight. If this journey into the quietest corner of the universe helped you unwind, please like and subscribe to Info Spark Zone. Curiosity settles in beside you, and the universe becomes a quieter place to explore. Good night.